Sir Clive Lloyd believes Sammy needs help. Wonderful peeps, welcome back to the channel. You don't know it's about SAE. Bless upon yourself and thank you all for tuning into this one. So in today's video, guys, gonna zoom in on what former West Indies, I say the greatest captain of all time in West Indies colours, Sir Clive Lloyd, spoke about um, Darren Sammy and whether he should remain the head coach after all format or what. But he thinks that there are a lot of capable people in the region who can assist him because him alone is not going to get things done. You understand, my people? I don't know the reason behind that because even before the T20 World Cup began, we heard from Dr. Kishore Shallow where he was like, if Darren Sammy doesn't perform well with the team this time, it's a possibility that he might be stuck and, they're giving him just chances. Now we're hearing Clive Lloyd right after the T20 World Cup. We all knew that this was going to happen, guys. We know that this was going to bring up and we should have expected it, and so be it. He's voicing his opinion. So let's go to a little article, guys, and then we talk a little bit more on what Clive Lloyd had to say. But before we do so, though, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to be the first alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. So, Sir Clive Lloyd, widely regarded as the greatest West Indies captain of all time, has called on CWI, or should I say Cricket West Indies, to provide head coach Darren Sammy with some much needed help. What are the help that he's asking for, Sammy? He need a better assistant coach, need a good batting coach, fielding coach. A lot of stuff need to be done. A lot of people need to be included into this West Indies team setup because and a lot of people gonna voice their opinion sooner or later. And I think the team that played the T20 World Cup is a solid team. Just that we're still lacking a out and out leg spinner. I think with Hetmeyer promotion to number 3, it gives the team more flexible to play an extra player. The opening position, Brandon King is failing. We started him use Chase the last time, and he didn't do bad. But we need a proper opener. I don't know what about Evan Lewis or what, but um, we need someone like that. But let's continue the article. While admitting that the regional team had a commendable showing at the recently concluded ICC Men's T20 World Cup, where they were eliminated at the Super 8 stage. Sir Clive said Sammy, who was appointed all-format head coach last April, could not achieve the desired result by himself. So what he's trying to say to you guys, even though we fell out at Super 8, you think that the team could have gone further and achieved more. It's just the fact that Darren Sammy don't have enough assist around him. He's all alone, and he's trying his best, but he need more help to really push this team because this team is full of capability and talent and potential. It's just the fact they need the right people around them to get them to where they need to be. That's what he's trying to say. Let's continue. Speaking in a recent interview on I-95.5 FM, the 81-year-old Lloyd said while Cricket West Indies have the final say on whether Sammy remains in charge of all 3 formats, he believes there are several persons across the region who are well equipped to assist him in his capacity as a coach. So, let's break it down. We talk about it numerous times where before the T20 World Cup even began, we talk about whether or not he will be able to keep his job of head coach or not, and because he was performing poorly, and a lot of the region people were calling for him to be sacked, right? And the CWI stick with him and believe that he's the man. We thought this World Cup would have been ours. Among any other team would have thought the same way that this World Cup would be theirs. But things just never play out the way we anticipated or the way we wanted. So we just have to stay calm and go back to the drawing board. When you're talking about assisting, who are some of the players, the people you think that can add value to this West Indies team? In my opinion, I think the likes of Shanda Paul, Shida and Shanda Paul, Courtly Ambrose, these are two people who come to my mind immediately when we talk about assisting and coach that could help. Sawan, I never heard him coaching anything, any team or what, but I think he's experienced. I don't want to say Brian Laradin because I think Brian Laradin is a part of the older generation. We need a younger generation. We're talking about the T20 format and those format. We need young people with young blood, young idea, people who have played the game or played that format. If you're going to include the older generation, talk about the ODI and the test version of the West Indies cricket. The test version need some real help. You understand? And the ODI as well is falling behind. So we need help in all those other two factors. But as regards to the T20, I think the team is performing fairly. Just need to be consistent. Let's continue. It's entirely up to the board. It's a performance related situation. You get performance related pay, and it's the same thing with your standing as a coach. Is he doing a good job? Is he not doing a good job? The board has got to make that decision, right? He said, I still would like to see him getting help from other people. Have a selection of people there, guys who understand the game, because he alone will take all the stick if they don't do well. Sir Clive explained, and he's right about that. If the team failed, then everybody gonna come and blame Darren Sammy is the reason for the team fail. Rate. But you need to understand that even though Darren Sammy is the coach, guys, there are other people who has made their role specific made for them. For example, Darren Sammy is the overall coach of the team. You have a specific batting coach, you have a specific bowling coach, fielding coach, goalkeeper, wicket keeper coach. You have those type of coaches. So Darren Sammy is just the overall head. You understand? He can, give opinion on all the facet of the panel or the coaching staff that he have. He just the fact that he's the one mainly in charge. So his decision is the final making. He does ask of their opinion and agree or disagree with them. That's all I think it operate. And Clive Lloyd is making it clear that he need help. Him alone can't manage this West Indies three format team. We have 14 islands, so we have to please a lot of people. So I think he needs help, because if you are not doing well, then it's obvious people will want to put the blame on somebody. He's right about that. And Darren Sammy is the perfect candidate for people to blame. And it has happened already, it has happened before, and I'm sure people gonna do the same again. You understand? When it come on to this stuff, they're gonna blame him and say Darren Sammy is the reason why the team is losing, and Darren Sammy should be go and should suck. Other people have opinion, guys. But my peeps, I want you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of Sir Clive Live saying that Darren Sammy need help? Big up on yourself and thank you all.